Hey guys, I'm Kwepp. I'm a Vader from Method, and today I'll be going over the top 5 changes that I would like to see going into Dragonflight, as well as the future of WoW as a whole. So we've recently had the Dragonflight reveal, and the development team seem to be making some positive changes in their design philosophy when it comes to the endgame progression and the features. There's still a lot more to be revealed yet though, so while we're waiting for alpha, I thought it would be a fun time to discuss some changes that I would like to see. So without further ado, let's get straight into the list. Number 5, guild housing. So Ian has recently confirmed in an interview that we will not be seeing player housing in Dragonflight, but that it's still a highly requested feature from the WoW community and that they are considering it. Now while I think player housing would be a great addition to the game, I think Blizzard could take it a step further and implement guild housing as well, or instead of player housing. For me, one of the best parts of WoW is being in a guild. I've met a lot of great people from guilds, including some of my best friends. I think a lot of players look at their guild as their second home, so guild housing would be a great way to create a big house that's filled with multiple customizable aesthetics that your guild can earn through doing content together in PvE, PvP, and even other avenues of the game like professions and world content. I know this would be a very large undertaking for Blizzard to implement, but I think it would be a great addition to the game, and it would bring guilds together, and even encourage some new players to find a guild, even if it's just a social guild. In my opinion, guilds are what makes this game so special, and I think guild housing would be that extra step to making guilds even better than they already are. Number 4, cross-faction guilds. So patch 925 is finally bringing in cross-faction play, another highly requested feature from the WoW community, which I'm also very happy to see. However, I would also like to see cross-faction play applied to guilds as well, because while you're still technically able to play with your guild as the opposite faction, you're not going to be in the guild, so you're going to be losing out on guild features such as the guild bank, guild chat, guild-wide achievements, famed slayer titles, and many other perks. So this makes it feel like you don't really have a choice and you're not able to play as the opposite faction to your guild, especially if you're in a competitive raiding guild. So I would love to see them also apply the new cross-faction play feature to guilds. I also think with the amount of competitive PvE players playing Horde for so many years, this would be a very welcome change, and I think a lot of those players would swap over to Alliance, as they won't be losing out on anything by doing so. Cross-faction guilds will complete cross-faction play for me, and that is why I have put it on my list. At number 3, we have account-wide progression. Patch 9.2 brought some very positive changes when it comes to catch-up and ult friendliness. Blizzard gave us a multitude of ways to get our characters back up to speed, such as Conduit rank-up items, down catch-up, as well as giving us the Unity legendary effect on a reputation vendor, which makes it account-wide. However, a lot of these quality of life changes came way too late, and the majority of Shadowlands was very rough if you were a new player, returning to the game, or you just wanted to start up an ult. So in Dragonflight, I would like to see catch-up and quality of life systems like the ones that we have in 9.2, but from the very start of the expansion. So far, Dragonflight has no endgame borrowed power systems in place from what we have seen so far, so this automatically makes ults much less tedious to bring back up to speed, simply because you don't have to do a massive arbitrary grind to get caught up. But I still think that there are areas of the game that should be made account-wide from the start of the expansion, such as reputation rewards, campaign skips, things like that. Things that you've already done on your main that you don't really need to do on your ult. I think changes like this would be a massive improvement to the game overall, and it would make the game feel much more accessible for new or returning players. Number 2, class and spec revamps. With the new talent system coming in Dragonflight, I think this would be a great opportunity for Blizzard to really have a good look at each of the specs in the game and rework them from the ground up, or at least make some very big adjustments, similar to what they did with Shadow Priest going into Shadowlands. The current specs of the game were all changed going into Legion, and they were all built around having artifact weapons. So part of the reason why we've had so many borrowed power systems like Azrai Armor, Essences, Corruption, Covenants, Soulbinds and Conduits, the list goes on, it's mainly because they've had to fill the empty holes of each spec that has been left by not having artifact weapons in order to make them feel playable. So I think Blizzard should really look into each spec and make some major adjustments, so we can have fun classes from the start without needing borrowed power systems to fill in the gaps. And at number 1, we have enhanced pet battle frequency. And at number 1, absolutely no surprises here, the return of Master Loot. So Master Loot is something that many WoW players have been asking for ever since the forced personal loot change back in BFA. One of the most frustrating scenarios that's played out since this change is when you get an item that you don't need, but you're not able to trade it to your teammate or friend who actually needs the item. Raid teams will often have a lot of wasted items simply due to this system, which is really annoying and completely unnecessary. Some players, including myself, would go on for months without getting an item that they want from the boss. But while other members of the raid team would get that item, they wouldn't need it, but they wouldn't be able to trade it. I experienced this during Castle Nathria, where it took me 3 months of killing Sire Nathrius every week to finally get my weapon token. This was probably the most soul-destroying 3 months of farm that I have ever had in WoW. But if Master Loot was the thing, my raid leader could have given me the weapon because no one else would have needed it. So I think bringing back Master Loot would be a great change, and I definitely want to see it in Dragonflight. So Blizzard, if you're listening, please give us back Master Loot. Thank you. And that is it for the top 5 changes that I would like to see going into Dragonflight, as well as the future of WoW. So what changes would you like to see? Leave a comment in the comment section down below and let us know. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified next time we upload. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all in Dragonflight.